Are you ready to take your business to the top? Well, strap in and hold on tight. You're listening to the Top of the Wall podcast from Redwall Marketing. Business and marketing strategies to lift you above the competition and over the wall of mediocrity. Now, here's your host, J.R. Griggs.
All right, JR here with Redwall Marketing, and today we're going to do kind of a quick podcast. We're going to briefly touch on a subject of content marketing. We're not going to get into a lot of tactics or different strategies, but really more about the importance of content marketing and why it really should be incorporated into your business if you've got the ability to. And I'll always preface that when it comes to small local business type work. You know, it's always a matter of what you have the ability to do, not always what's a good strategy or tactic today. Because if you don't have the time or resources to do it, you know, it may not have the return you're looking for. You don't need to be running around without any time in the day because you're handling all these different things. Same with social media. You'll often hear me say that social media is important, but at the same time, you know, if you're just barely getting through the day to begin with, I don't expect you to be jumping on Facebook and expecting a bunch of return, from that time, right away. So we're going to talk about the same thing, but content marketing can be done in a lot of different ways. And so that's why we'll cover it. Now, the main reason why content marketing is so important today is that the internet is basically pure content. I mean, whenever you're online, what is it you're doing on there? Unless you're just playing games, you're a lot of times looking for content, right? How often do you go to Google or Bing or Yahoo, whatever your favorite search engine is, and search for advice on something or help on something? You're looking for an answer. How often are you doing that? Now, if you go back in the past, you would go online, you would do some searches, and a lot of it was just based on here's a website, there's a website. You had these different websites out there, right? And it was very surface level, let's call it. And then you had blogs start to get really important. And people were writing about topics, different things. But blogs and business sites at that point were still very separate. They were still, bloggers were bloggers, and then you had your business sites. And then we started to see merging of business sites adding blogs to their sites because business owners had things to say, but also it was seen how popular blogs were becoming, how well they were ranking. Google considers blogs to be fresh, new content, in a sense, news. It's fresh content. It's not static website content. It may be more relevant. It's got dates tied to it. It's always being updated. So that's what Google loves to see. Fresh content, newly updated. In fact, you'll notice, if you've never tried this before, it's a great tip for when you're searching. There's the more tools section under, when you do a search, you'll have a little menu up top and you can do a drop down and pick a time frame that you want the information you're looking for to be from. So there's times where I'll do a search for something and I'm getting nothing but 2 or 3 year old articles, and I need something new because it's a new issue or a new problem I'm dealing with. And so I'll switch that to the last year. If I'm looking for news on a particular hot topic lately, I'll search for the last month. But content is generally what you're searching for. Now, unless you're searching for a specific business, let's say you're searching for pizza or something along those lines, where that's kind of like a I need to buy now type of thing. Other than that, you're looking for really content. Maybe you're searching for a problem with your oven. And so you're looking for this particular thing it's doing. Something's wrong. The bottom burner is no longer working. And so you search bottom burner of oven no longer working, something along those lines. Now, you're not searching necessarily appliance repair at this point, right? Appliance repair is an intent to hire an appliance company. So you're going to see a lot of appliance repair companies. My bottom burner of my oven's not working is more of a what's going on with my oven type of search. And there could be simply informational sites out there that have tips and tricks. There's been, there's blogs that are just on appliances, on how to, maintain your appliances and whatever. But if a local appliance company were to have a blog post about your, common, reasons why the bottom burner would stop working or whatever problem it is you searched, you're going to find the information you're looking for. But also, if you're that appliance repair person, you've now got a customer, a potential customer, who did a search for a problem and you had the answer already online. So you're grabbing somebody before they get to the buy stage. They haven't yet determined that they need an appliance repairman. They're in the what's wrong with my oven stage. And with content marketing, blog posts that answer common questions, for instance, you have a chance at getting that traffic. You have a chance at ranking because Google sees your site as an informational source rather than just a static business site. So you have opportunities with content marketing that you would not typically have with, just a basic static website where you've got the basic info on the homepage, and then you've got, okay, we fix ovens, we fix fridges, we fix, whatever. By doing content pieces about common problems, you're now a solution. Google now sees you as an answer to questions. Your customers see you as an answer to their questions, and maybe the reason they first call you. So as we grow in content, because that's all that's happening right now, we are growing in content. The internet is, like I said, it's a content platform now. It's no longer a list of websites. It is a list of content. And that includes blog posts, websites, videos, podcasts, whatever you've got out there. There's opportunities to put your information in front of customers looking for answers. And that is why, in a nutshell, as fast as we could cover it, content marketing has become so important. People are no longer looking for the end result, meaning the appliance repairman, the mechanic. They're no longer looking for that. They're often trying to diagnose something before they get to that point. Cars making funny. I can't tell you how many times I've Googled cars making a funny noise, clanking sound in wheel, ticking sound here, radio stopped working. Think about it. How many times have you done that? You search the problem. And while Google knows enough to show you auto repair companies nearby, they will often show content pieces, informational pieces, problem-solving pieces, if those are more relevant at the moment. Recently, I have an issue with my foot, so I've been searching. I had some Achilles pain. I've been searching answers on my Achilles and, reading up on stories about that. That's an opportunity where I wasn't necessarily looking for a foot doctor. I was trying to figure out what might be wrong. And if any local doctor had articles about the pain I'm experiencing, they had a chance to get my business. I ended up asking actually a friend what they recommend. They're also a runner, and so I knew they had, podiatrists they've worked with in sports and running, and I got their recommendation. But what I did first was not look for a foot doctor. I looked for answers to the pain, symptoms I was having, things that I could find. And so that's why content marketing has become such an enormous marketing tactic right now. It really is. It's a huge. There's different ways you can do it. There's huge opportunity there. This podcast is content marketing. This podcast exists because there are business owners looking for tips and tricks to increase business. They're looking for marketing help. So the way you maybe have found this podcast is you're already a loyal listener, in which case we thank you. So you may already be a listener and you're just getting the podcast subscription. Or maybe you did a search for content marketing. What is content marketing? Why should content marketing, be a part of local business marketing strategies, or whatever you search? The hope is that this content finds you answers your problem, answers your question, and you become a loyal listener or somebody that might need some further help. That's the idea of content. We're creating content to solve problems here. And we do that through blog posts, podcasts, videos, and the idea again is as you search, you may not be searching for content marketing company to teach me content marketing. That's not what you're searching for. You're searching for why, what is content marketing, benefits of content marketing. And hopefully we can answer that for you and you see the value in it and can start doing content marketing and increase your business from this advice. That's the goal of the podcast. Same with our blog posts and videos. So as the internet continues to expand in content, and that's really what's expanding. I mean, look at social media. I'm sure you're on Facebook or Twitter or Google+. What is being constantly shared? How often is somebody sharing some local business at random? And I mean just, random. It happens. Maybe somebody had some cool experience, and so they recommend the place on Facebook. Hey, I just tried this pizza place. It was amazing. Occasionally you might get, if you happen to be appliance repairman, anybody who needs their appliances fixed, check out this guy. It was amazing service. So you might have those cases, right? But what you're seeing more of is articles and pieces of content. For instance, maybe in fact, there's a video running around right now of and this is content, this is, media, but, and news report, but there's a pizza place I believe he's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who does $1 slice pizza place, and he has a system where you can buy slices for those in need in advance. So let's say you go in and your family 5, you buy 5 slices of pizza, you pay $5. You can pay an extra $1, and you get this little Post-it note. You can leave a little note, and he puts it on this wall. Now let's say somebody comes in, can't afford lunch, homeless, just down on their luck, bad week, whatever, comes in, they can actually use one of those Post-it notes and get a slice of pizza because you prepaid for it. That's a really cool thing, and this guy's pizza shop is becoming famous now because of the video that was created by a local news station showing what he's doing. And so, although he's got news doing it, it's spreading fast, right? Nobody's spreading the fact that the guy's got dollar pizza or spreading his menu. They're spreading what he does in his business. And you don't need to wait for the news to come in if you're doing something awesome like that. You can create your own video showing what your company does, how it helps customers, how it gives back, how you support some local charity. And you can post that on your website or send that to your local media or share it yourself and see if it can get spread around. But it's the content. It's the video. It's what's in the video, what he's doing that matters. That's what's causing it to spread. It's content. It's a story. It's something about how he gives back and how he, disadvantaged people in his area. Somebody who can't afford a slice of pizza can get a free slice of pizza through the charity of others. That's an amazing story, and that's why it's spreading. And maybe you've got something you do in your business for the community or whatever. It should be written about. It should be put on video. Show people, because it's not about bragging. It's about showing people that, hey, when you shop here, this is what you're contributing to. If I'm ever near that pizza shop, you can guarantee I will eat there and make sure I get some Post-it notes on the wall to help others because I think it's such a cool idea. So otherwise I wouldn't have known about it. So if I'm in that area, we're traveling through Pennsylvania, I'm going to look that place up because I'm going to remember, where's that pizza shop? Okay? And I visited places based on content. I've visited places when I've traveled based on hearing about them through social media or other avenues. So whatever it is that you're doing, in your company, if you've got something to say, if you've got something to write about, if you've got answers to people's problems, make videos, podcasts, blog posts, articles, contribute to other sites if you don't have the time to run a good blog on your site. Maybe consider contributing to a home and garden or local site or something that you can, get the information out there. But the reason content is so important is it's really what the internet is about right now. People search for solutions. They don't always search for the business with the solution. They're self-diagnosing first, regardless of what it is. And again, another example, we recently bought a TV, and I did some research beforehand, not where am I going to buy my TV, which TV am I going to get. I did some research on, the how much of a factor the refresh rate is, and different tips on, lifespan of a TV or quality of a TV, just trying to make sure that I understood what specs were best, okay? It had been a while since we bought a TV. We had a perfectly fine one that had no reason to get rid of, so it had been a long time since we bought a TV. So all these new technologies out, there's these 4K things now, there's all these different things, and 240 refresh rate, is out. There's all these different, tech added to TVs. I did some research to see what the heck's the difference, and does it matter? And I found some interesting information sites that were able to answer those questions. And some of those sites linked to places to buy the TVs they were recommended. I searched questions about the product first, rather than just searching for the TV. So you could stick with the old method of just being who you are, meaning you sell TVs, or you fix cars, or you fix appliances, or you're a doctor for feet, you're a podiatrist. That's just who you are. And back in the day, that was good to know. That was good to have on your website. Make sure that if you're a podiatrist in Tampa, you rank when somebody's searching for one. If they even know to call you a podiatrist, you need to be ranking for that. But if you've got solutions to answers, common problems, how to tell if you've tore an Achilles or ruptured an Achilles or, whatever, those answers could be on your site and be marketed and put out there so that when people do their research, they're finding you and you have a chance at getting the phone call. Especially, if you're a local company or national, it doesn't really matter. But if you've got answers and people are searching and you're looking for ways to outdo the competition, content marketing is a huge way to do that. It's a huge advantage to you because your competition's not doing it. They're just not. Okay? So if you can answer questions, solve common problems with cars, or whatever, do it. There's a great plumber out there. He's not local to me. He's in New York, I think. A friend of mine's been sending me his videos where he just kind of goes into houses and he does videos of him doing repairs, common issues, and how to tell what's wrong. And the guy gets a ton of views on YouTube because he's showing different things, like he'll replace something and just records the process. Sure, a homeowner could just learn to do things themselves, but most people just don't want to. If they want to do it themselves, let them do it themselves. They were going to do it anyway. They were going to go at Home Depot and ask for help. One of my clients here that does pest control work has a lot of content videos, blog posts, but a lot of videos where they go out to the house and show how to kind of self-diagnose your house, how to tell you have carpenter ants or bed bugs or fleas or termites, what signs to look for with actual videos, because a lot of times people aren't going to see something and realize, oh, I've got termites, let me search for a termite company. A lot of times they'll search first, like how to tell you've got termites. Is this termites? What signs that you have termites. They're looking for those things first. So if you've got the blog posts and videos entitled how to tell you've got termites, how to tell you've got bed bites, how to search for fleas or whatever the case may be, you have a much better chance at outranking competition for those terms because you've got the content they're looking for. And as they read your blog about how to search for termites, they're a little bit more likely to call you. So that's, again, as fast as I can explain it, that's the importance of content marketing. It used to be a good idea. Today it's really essential. But again, I will say, if you're a one-man show, one-woman show, your mom and pop, and you just don't have the time, you're busy from the time the doors open to the time they shut, just running your business, hey, don't sweat it. Keep doing what you're doing, focus on that. But if you've got the ability to write some posts or hire somebody to write those posts, by the way, bring on somebody local who could help you write content once a week, maybe somebody that's just really good at writing and can write a blog post or two here or there for you. Give them the topics, they'll do the research, you have the answers, and they can put it out there for you. Find ways, if you can, find ways to get content out there. I'm telling you, it is a extremely valuable marketing tactic right now. because you're answering questions, and the internet is now a place to search for content. It is no longer a list of websites. It's what Google used to be, a list of websites. You'd search for something and different websites that would probably have the answer would be there. Well, now it's content. It's all content. People are asking questions. Google's providing the answers by linking to places that have those answers. So, and again, content could be blog posts weekly or monthly on your site. It could be you submitting information to other sites that are really popular, and they're linking back to your website, of course. So that's a pretty valid method. It could be doing a video once a week, maybe daily. It could be a weekly or monthly podcast. There's a lot of different ways to get content out there. The important part is that you're seeing the advantage and using it for your business. So that's it for this week. I didn't want to go crazy on too deep into things. Maybe we'll break these out, like how to do blogs. In fact, I'll put that on the schedule. We'll do blog posts, a podcast about blogging, a podcast about podcasts. In fact, hopefully those will be some interview podcasts where I'll bring on a blogging expert, a video expert, somebody who can really kind of help you with the basics, how to do the basics for your business, and tips and strategies, what to really focus on. I think that'd be really cool to hear from some others on that. So we'll get into that a little more, and I'll put that on the schedule. But anyway, if you have any questions about this podcast, you can always hit us up on the blog, redwallmarketing.com. Hit the contact page, send me your questions, and we'll either respond right away or answer it in a future podcast. But again, the importance of content marketing, it is enormous. It's no longer a good idea. It's one of those strategies that are a very good idea or a must in many cases. In fact, in many cases, it's a must. In my industry, it's a must. Education is important. There's a lot of confusion out there in marketing. And so if I can educate business owners, not only does it feel good for me, they may never use Redwall marketing. That's great. That's fine. If they can take the information and run with it, that's awesome. This is meant to help them, but it's also meant for the people who want to at least have an understanding and then use this as a service. That's the advantage this has. And again, I love teaching. So if it just educates and people run off and do it themselves, I'm just as happy. But those are the advantages of content marketing. Really, really a good idea for your business. I highly recommend it. So get out there and create some content, and we'll see you next week on the Top of the Wall podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Top of the Wall podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the great episodes coming up for you. For more resources and tools to take your business to the top, visit redwallmarketing.com.